Hi everyone, Trish McFarland here, and I am really excited to share with you my results and my own personal experience from 10 days of using exogenous ketones. So I will share my before and afters. I will share my own experience, the way I felt, and everything. But I want to get started with why I actually decided to try this. So I have been on a roller coaster with my not so much weight as much as my body composition for about a year now. So I got started with my own health and fitness journey. I've always been super into health and fitness and nutrition, me and my husband, and we had a kid, and like so many women struggle to get baby weight off. And so I started with the 21-day fix, following the portion control containers, um, and following that lifestyle. We have been very paleo-esque in our household for a long time now. And then after my son was born, he also had a gluten intolerance. So we just continue with the paleo lifestyle, not being perfect, but following it the best that we could. So I started with a 21-day fix, and I had really good results. Like I was able to shed some weight. I worked out all the time. Working out has always been a part of my life. And so just being able to do them at home was great. But as time went on, following the same plan, no matter what workouts I was doing, it was always coming back to the same plan. I was noticing that I was stuck in this really vicious cycle of gaining and losing the same 5 to 10 pounds. And I'm talking about every 2 to 3 months. I tried cleanses. I did 21-day refresh, where it was just pretty much vegan for 21 days. I drank Shakeology every single day. I've done the Shakeology cleanse. I've done the 3-day refresh. I've done double workouts. I tried switching workouts. I tried upping my protein and just doing like protein and veggies and following a very bikini competitions type of diet. But it was never really sustainable for me because I enjoy life. And I definitely like food. I like to enjoy date nights out with my husband and all of that. And so we, after some time of me up and down, up and down, up and down, we like kind of stumbled across the ketogenic lifestyle. And this was about 6 months ago. We researched it. We read lots of books about it. We are really big. We watch documentaries. Like we're really big into like knowing what we're putting into our bodies and just like not just like jumping into something. And so we decided that that was going to be something that we tried, and we really liked it. I mean, when you first get started with keto, it kind of seems surreal because you're like, oh my gosh, I can eat cheese and bacon and avocado and all the things that I really was told I wasn't allowed to eat. And I can eat a burger that's made out of actual beef and not turkey. And so it was very different, and we definitely lost bloat and had some good results in those first couple of weeks. But what we found is that if you are familiar with the ketogenic diet, it's very scientific, and you have to track your macros like down to every single thing, every single day. And some people, it takes, whether it's different periods of intermittent fasting, or like longer periods of time, or different macro counts, and not just based on your own body weight, but based on the way that your body metabolizes things and responds to different types of foods and fats. That there's like a lot of different ways and a lot of different variables that can affect that. And we found that I personally was really struggling to actually get into full ketosis. Yes, I had lost, bloat, because you do when you cut out carbs. But there was still this struggle. Like I still didn't feel the energy that you were supposed to feel. And I really battled that. And then we'd be amazing for 2 or 3 weeks. And then after not really seeing that, like we would go out to dinner and we would not binge, and it wouldn't be anything crazy. But whether it was, we had a glass of wine, or if we went, like we ate out Chipotle because we were running late and behind, like you don't know what people put in their foods, and you're not sure exactly how they prepare the meals that you're eating. So being able to track the macros that way, I would get kicked out, not even of ketosis, because I really never made it into it. but I would have to start back over again. And I found myself that sometimes I would gain weight because I, would eat unbeknownst to me, some carbs while being out to dinner. So we rode this struggle bus for a really long time. And after some time, my husband, and going back to the 21-day fix and being like, well, let me try these portion control containers again, and still not seeing results and still being stuck and still feeling tired and still feeling really exhausted all the time. My husband discovered KETO OS, which is like the ketone operating system. It's a form of exogenous ketones. He heard about it through, if any of you know or familiar with the UFC, Joe Rogan podcast. He has heard Tim Ferriss talk about it on one of his podcasts, as well as several people who are very supportive of the ketogenic lifestyle. And so we did our due diligence because it was kind of a big deal. It's something new. We were already drinking Shakeology, and we were like, okay, let's try this. And so we did. And so he got started on it first, and then I started later. And I'm just going to kind of give you a rundown of exactly what I experienced, and you can go ahead and make your decision from there. But so with the 10-day that we received 3 flavors. We had orange, chocolate swirl, and Maui Max Punch. They are different. They're different flavors. They also have different formulas. But I personally, on day 1, I got started with orange cream. I did half a packet in the morning, which is kind of what they recommend to do. And instantly I did feel a little bit more energized. I was like, oh, okay, like this is kind of cool. Like I feel okay. Like I can kind of do clean my house and do stuff. And then because I felt okay. Some people do experience digestive issues. I did not at all. The next day I decided I was going to jump in and do the whole packet. And so I did the whole packet, and I started noticing a change. The orange I actually really liked. At the time I mixed it with coconut milk. Now I mix it with flavored coconut water, which is really good. But I noticed that I was feeling really good. Weight wise, I was not seeing really big results. I actually felt bloated. I was actually like, I don't know if this is working or not. I'm drinking a gallon of water because that's, very important. There's something called the whoosh effect. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. And so while I was starting to feel a little bit more energy, the weight and I was actually gaining some weight, and I was bloating, and I was really taken back by that because I was like, wait a second, this is not what I got started for. A lot of people ask about mental clarity. Those first couple days, I was kind of just it's fine. So I continued on. I did orange cream. I did the chocolate swirl on day 3. I mixed it with iced coffee, and it was really, really good because I had heard not to mix it with water. So I mixed it with some iced coffee and almond milk and just shook it up and drank it. And it was really, really good. I'm someone who personally, I can drink about 6 to 7 cups of coffee during the day and be exhausted by 3 p.m. and drink pre-workout just to get me through the end of the day. Right. So having that at 10, by day 3 and 4 was when I started noticing this really big shift in my energy. I remember day 4, I went back to the orange cream and I cleaned my entire house, And I didn't notice it in that exact moment, but I remember looking back now being how focused I was on being able to do certain tasks while having my 3-year-old running around by me, which is crazy. And just being able to focus and pull out my junk drawer and actually organize it. And that was the mental clarity that I was seeking and I really wanted. And it was such a huge shift. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, if I could just feel this way every single day and have this energy and work out at 2 p.m. without a pre-workout and not being stressed out about it, life could be really different. For me personally, day 6 was when everything kind of came together and clicked in the sense of energy, mental clarity, better sleep. I remember waking up day 6 and feeling like refreshed, because before that I would go to bed and I'd wake up and I would still feel really tired. I had rough night's sleep. I'm a restless sleeper to begin with, and I toss and turn. The dog making any type of noise, not even barking, if she like decided to like roll over in her bed, like would wake me up. And I woke up and I was like, I slept like a rock last night. And it felt really good to be able to do that. And also day 6 was when I woke up, and the first time I woke up and I thought, I don't need a coffee right now. I want to drink a coffee because I love coffee and I love the way it tastes. But if it was decaf, it would be okay because I didn't need that energy. Day 6 is when I felt that leveled, sustained energy start to kick in, where I woke up with energy. I woke up refreshed. I woke up feeling good, and I didn't need the caffeine. I wasn't a slave to my Keurig where I was like, oh my gosh, hurry up, right? Weight wise, I noticed that like, I was like, oh, my bloat's starting to go down. Like, this is great. Like, I'm starting to feel good. I had more energy for working out. Day 7 was when I finally decided to do the max, because I was pushing off the max because I was worried about like if I was going to have some type of adverse reaction or whatever. And the max is my favorite flavor. It was Now a Punch. It is really sweet the first time you drink it, but you do get used to it. And if you add water, there's so many different ways that you can mix it. I did it with water. It was really good. I noticed day 7 that about midday, I did feel like this like dip in energy, and I was like, what's going on? And so I researched it and I talked to people, and they said, how much water are you drinking? And so I upped my water, and I made sure to add electrolytes in, because that is so important. And it's something that I never skip out on now, because as soon as I added some electrolytes to my water that day, and I continued, like within 30 to 45 minutes, I remember being like, oh, there we go. Now I feel normal again. Day 7, I remember at night being able to, I remember dancing with Griff. He's my 3-year-old at like 7:30 at night. We were watching a movie, and we just got up and we started dancing. And that is when I legitimately almost like wanted to cry, because that is when I was like, oh my gosh, like this is really crazy. Like, I've never felt like this at night. I remember feeling calm and not so stressed out, dealing with his tantrums or dealing with the stress of cooking dinner and having the energy to cook dinner without like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. Like, it all started to come to me, and I was like, this is like life-changing for me. I've never felt this way. I've never been able to be like this. Like 2 or 3 o'clock, I'm drinking, either my 3rd cup of coffee, going to Starbucks, or drinking pre-workout. And here I am. I had 1 drink in the morning, and I feel amazing. And I'm playing with my child. I had like the focus to get things done that I needed to get done during the day, that when Griff was here, I was able to be present with him and like present with my family. And this is the same things that I saw in my husband. And so like our family life really shifted around that time. And then for me personally, I would say like day 9, day 10 was when physically I looked at myself and went, oh my gosh. I had woke up. I only dropped about 2 pounds in my 10-day. I was not looking to lose a massive amount of weight, but my body composition was changed. Because exogenous ketones, they do help with not even just your like your appetite suppression and all of that, but because they do also help like with your better sleep, more energy, focus, fat burning, but it also helps build lean muscle strength. And so even though I was working out and I wasn't doing anything crazy, I actually only worked out 3 or 4 times during this 10-day period due to an injury. I was noticing that like I was like getting like, I noticed like definition in my arms and shoulders that was like, I was like lifting really heavy weights and stuff. And I will share my before and afters here in just a second, but that day 9 and 10 was when I was like, oh my goodness, like this is incredible. incredible because it wasn't just about the weight. It was really about the way I felt. It was really about the way that my household changed. It was really about the way my body composition changed, and just feeling really good and confident in the way my pants looked, and finding pants that were big on me, that were tight, 7-10 days ago. So I'm going to share with you my before and afters for just my 10 days. So this product, something that I really actually didn't want to like, because I was like, I feel like maybe, this isn't what like I should be doing at this moment. It really took me by surprise. As much as I absolutely love the physical transformation, and knowing that I didn't change anything with the way that I ate in those 10 days from before. I still ate, low carb, high fat, which we were doing before, all the way up until that first before photo. But just seeing that difference, and knowing that like I actually worked out less. I still was not perfect in those 10 days. I'm a really big fan of Halo Top ice cream. I love it. So I was able to enjoy Halo Top ice cream. I didn't feel as hungry because I really wanted to practice intermittent fasting, but there were days that I would wake up, and even though I ate at 7 o'clock at night, I would wake up, before starting exogenous ketones, and I would be so hungry, and I couldn't wait. And that was pretty much every day, where this now allowed me to kind of extend my fasting window so that I actually could fast and have that intermittent fasting, which, check it out, like do research on it, guys. Like, it's really good for you. It allowed me to like focus on not just eating less, but spending less on meals, prepping less for meals, for both of us. And it's really just honestly the way that we feel. We've noticed, because you have more energy, we've been able to just have more fun and really enjoy life in a different way at this point. The mental clarity and the focus, my husband says it, I say it all the time, like, I'm so much more productive when it is time for me to work. I'm so much more productive when it's time for me to clean my house. I don't have that squirrel brain as much. I'm able to be less stressed with a toddler, a 3-year-old, which is never easy. Or when things happen, or if I'm stuck in traffic, like, it's not always, oh my gosh, because I'm like, most of the time it's because you're so exhausted and you just didn't want to add anything else to your plate, where this really just is able to keep you calm because you have that energy. So it has been absolutely just mind blowing. And since then, I've continued with it. I absolutely love the product. We are a few months in, and we are just loving life right now. We are loving the way that we feel. We're loving the way that we look. I'm able to work out moderately without having to do, before I was doing 7 days working out, no matter what, super intense workouts, where now I can stick to 4 to 5 days of workouts that I enjoy, and not being so intense and tearing at my knees and doing stuff like that. I'm still able to follow low carb, high fat, and still enjoy the weekends, and not to binge, but to enjoy life, to enjoy knowing that the holidays will be coming up soon, and being able to enjoy going out to a party, enjoy having an extra glass of wine with my girlfriends, and knowing that I can drink this, get right back into ketosis, and get back into all of that without having to deal with all of the tracking the macros and doing all of that. So it has been absolutely amazing and awesome. And I really hope that you guys are gonna try the 10 days for yourself, see what everybody's talking about, and really get started on this amazing lifestyle. Bye, guys.